Jacob, what are we watching today?
Today you're going to be reacting to a 15-year-old video that you made for the TapRooT Summit.
Oh, no.
All right. Hi, my name's Ken Reed, Vice President here at System Improvements, and I'll be taking a look at some old Summit videos.
Hi, I'm Mark Paradise. I'm the President of System Improvements, and I'm here to watch an old video. Hi, I'm Mark Paradise.
Oh my
President
goodness,
of
there's
System
Mark.
Improvements. Every year, I'm impressed with how much valuable information people take away from the summit. So I've put together this video to help you see
I even
how much
recognize he's
valuable
still in
information
his
there is
office,
in the
that same
summit,
background.
how many great speakers we have, and how much fun people have at the summit.
So I just want to state this so people know. We've upgraded in studios and audio.
Well, obviously we do a lot better on camera work now than we used to, and the audio quality is also much better now.
This was Mark and I with a camera in his office. That background there, that he had a giant wallpaper map that he got from Sharper Image from when flying in planes. So this is, how you take it back there with this is like our early videos.
Watch it and then consider attending the TapRooT Summit.
A very variety of sessions, I think, is what I get the most out of it, because
Brian
I come
thinks
up with ideas, and
he's got that
in the past we
mustache
have
going.
implemented some pretty significant things from the conference, and it just comes from the diverse amounts of workshops.
Some of the things that I really thought were well organized and well presented were the
Dave Burns
multiple
had
breakout
been one of
sessions that were available.
our main
In some cases, they
contributors.
were
He'd been
up
at the
to,
summit so many times.
8 to 10 topics that a person could pick from, and then knowing the topic, you'd go to that breakout session and have a chance to discuss a lot of.
So far what I've kind of noticed is that what these guys are seeing and what we're talking about are still a lot of things. The main points haven't changed.
But I think the things that these people are sharing are some of the same things if you took some of the ones from 2024 or 2023 or 2022, you'd have a lot of the same. This was my favorite. This is what I get out of the summit. They're really great people here to network with.
The main points that Mark mentioned at the very beginning are kind of the same. It's gathering information that's useful to us and a lot of fun. So it's neat to see that hasn't changed too much.
Folks that are in the TapRooT program. So I thought that was a very effective way to pick up a lot of good information, both on what to do and what not to do.
And then the other was really the sessions on sharing best practice.
Now I want to state Philip Curtis here. I got to meet him at a later summit. He was one of my favorite people, so I had 200 testimonials from like a bunch of different summits, and I would go through those and look for he was one of my favorite ones just because his accent was fun. And anytime we had the Australian guys that came up, or we had some Canadians, anytime we had a fun accent, I always wanted to put those in videos because I liked people having a goofy accent. And I was a high schooler when making these, so,
Measuring the effectiveness of investigations and just getting people in groups to talk.
So best practice sessions are some of our most popular sessions, and we've been doing those for a long time, and it's really a staple of our TapRooT Summit is seeing how people have gotten the most out of it by seeing how other TapRooT users have been successful using the system. So it's good to see those same kind of things being used and still getting that good input.
Well, I took the reliability maintenance track, or the reliability improvement track, and probably one of the things I enjoyed the most about that was listening to Heinz Block and his son, Ken Block. Just incredible depth of wealth of knowledge that they had in their fields, and I sense everybody else that was there did it as well.
So Mark Olson, he's still one of our instructors, and he had worked with Heinz to some extent. We're going to miss Heinz not having him coming to our summits anymore, but his son's still here, Ken Block, and it's really neat seeing the discussions that went on with when Heinz was here.
That was probably my favorite.
What I've experienced at the summit so far is it's one.
Okay, so you'll see a change in quality of video, and that goes in one different We go older videos, we're on tapes, we get to digital, so this is a first digital video. So just a little behind the scenes there for different years. You can kind of tell what year it was shot in by the video quality.
These are all probably maybe back around 2000, I guess. I have to go back and look, but it's pretty old. But it's the same. People face the same problems. People want to share their good practices and hear other people's best practices and go back to work with some new ideas.
Summit so far it's a wonderful opportunity for networking, for learning best practices, just meeting people in your industry and other industries.
Yeah, so I think besides just the best practices, which are more formalized sessions that we had talked about earlier, the networking opportunities have always been another highlight of our system, of our summit.
A lot of these faces are still coming to the summit, and it's been, I don't know, some of them it's probably been 15 years, 20 years they've been coming to the summit.
While you can go and listen to people talk, it's another thing to go sit down at lunch and talk through some ideas. And as these guys had mentioned, there's some highly professional safety people out in industry, and you just don't get a chance to do these kinds of things if you don't come to a conference like this where you're able to do that.
You can take back to work with you and try and put into practice.
Meeting some of our customers here and establishing some connections through TapRooT in some major customers that we have.
Yeah. Yeah, so as a major player in your industry, you get to see how your customers are using the system also, and it lets you kind of benchmark. How do you think I'm doing as someone that's working with you? Do you feel that I'm helping you out? And it's a great way to kind of more informally get that kind of feedback.
And the networking is truly outstanding. You get to meet people from all over the world with different thoughts, different viewpoints, different ideas, and have a lot of fun at the same time. Doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, so we call it our Global TapRooT Summit for a reason. We have people from all over the world coming. So you get the opportunity to kind of check out different industries, different languages, different cultures, and see how they all kind of work together and are using the system. So really good opportunity.
The instruction that we have from the instructors and the inspirational speakers, shall we call them, was very informative. But the most value I got out of it was sharing from other people from around the world and around the United States in completely different industries that have a common goal of improvement. So
that's one of the important parts. When he talks about, he didn't say, I met a lot of people that I knew in my industry. What he said is he met people from around the world. Some of them were in completely different industries. And I think that's an important part of the summit is you do cross-industry, cross-profession networking, because that's where people really get new ideas. Somebody might have tried something at a refinery and it's a good practice they could implement over at a nuclear plant.
More importantly for me, though, what I found even most beneficial on this first day was the keynote speakers. The Lieutenant Colonel this morning involved in a friendly fire accident, and then Nikki Stone at the end of the day. Both very inspiring. It just makes me want to look forward to coming back and doing some more tomorrow. So anybody out there that hasn't been there yet, I'd highly recommend it. I know I'm going to try and get back next year.
The keynote.
Yeah, Mark does a crazy good job at doing keynote speakers, and he's been consistent at it because, again, you think going 15, 20 years back, and we still get people saying, oh man, those keynote speakers were the best.
These aren't just TapRooT users necessarily. These are big thinkers out there about how safety should be going, and they relate it to personal events, and it really hits home for a lot of people.
And watching Lieutenant Colonel Hales speak yesterday was also amazing to know that there's somebody out there that has rebounded from their lowest point to be able to share lessons learned with all of us.
Yeah, a lot of these keynotes are relating either personal. So you get from both sides. You get personal high points where, hey, look at where I've been able to get to, kind of high points, and then as she had mentioned, the low points. Here's some problems that really affected my life, and it's inspiring to see how they've been able to react and recover from that.
My most fun activity, I think today will be the golf.
All right.
The golf. And by the way, thanks, Mark, for the beer.
For today's outing is going to be a 4-man scramble.
Beautiful swing by me, by the way. If you didn't know, that was me. Half of these golf shots was just the people in my crew for the golf outing, but we had a good time.
Yeah, you don't just want to work hard. You got to be able to vent that off a little bit. So we always have ways of doing that. This year we had golf on this one. I remember doing golf.
We used to golf in the afternoon, but you're just so worn out after 5 full days that it was just like, oh, if I could just survive playing golf, I felt good. So we don't do that anymore.
Most of us are not professional golf players by any stretch.
I thought the party was great.
Other thing, you can tell which of these people were shot and recorded at the reception. They're a little bit funnier, a little bit looser.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe. Yeah, that's one good-looking guy there. That's unfortunately me doing a little disco.
They practice this.
Yeah, that needs to go away. Yeah, we always have a way to let loose at the end, and nothing too crazy, but enough to get together. And this is actually a great networking opportunity again, when you get to meet your people even more informally.
But it was good meeting other instructors and exchanging ideas.
Good.
It's definitely the best conference I've been to.
That's great, and I agree with him. It's the best conference he's ever been to.
Yep.
So that's our summit. Really looking forward to again this year. It comes up before you know it. So take a look at, grab the website, get out there and get yourself registered.
Well, the other thing I saw was there's quite a few people who've now retired too. It's always interesting to go back and see those old videos, and people have aged since then.
Visit taproot.com/summit for more info.